Alright, so in this short video we're going to talk about how to set our margin and risk limit. Now before using margin or leverage, make sure that you familiarize yourself with these concepts and tools by first reading all of the available margin trading articles. Now Phemex offers both isolated and cross margin, and you'll find these both in the same template on the left hand side of the screen, and currently we're using cross margin. Getting into isolated margin is just a matter of either using this slider, so we can use these pre-selected leverages if we want to use 5 times, 10 times, 25 times, or what we can do is just manually enter this in or type this in for any specific amount or value we're looking to use. So let's say that we want to use 47 times leverage. So we'll go ahead and select that. And now we are in isolated margin using 47 times leverage. Now adjusting or selecting our risk limits, it's going to be in the same exact location. So we'll put this back to cross. And notice that every time that you make a change to the margin or leverage slider bar, that on the lower right hand corner of your screen you'll be presented with a pop-up that'll just remind you that you have made some change to that value. Now changing the risk limit, same thing, go ahead and select this and you'll be presented with this template that'll pop up, and it's the same idea. We can go ahead and slide this across and you will see that as you do that, as you adjust your risk limit, it's going to go ahead and adjust the maintenance margin required and the initial margin required as well. And then all we have to do is go ahead and confirm, and that's how we go about changing both of those values. Alright, so let's talk about how to place a limit order. So first things first, let's make sure that we have our limit order template selected. So we'll see in the upper left hand corner of the screen I have limit selected. So that's going to bring us to this box right here. And if you remember from the basic trading concepts articles, the limit order is unique not only in that we receive a market making rebate for providing the exchange with resting liquidity, we have to pick a limit price that we are willing to buy or sell at. So we're selecting a price in advance, we're not getting in immediately. So in this case we are going to be selecting the contract quantity. So I've selected 10,000 contracts. And we are going to be choosing the price that we are willing to buy or sell at in advance. So if we're looking to buy, this price right here needs to be under the current market price. And if we're looking to sell, it needs to be above the current market price in order for it to execute as a limit order and not a market taking order. So what we'll do is we'll change this so that it allows us to buy a pullback. So if we see over here, the price is currently 8,811. Let's say that we want to get in $5 shy of that. We think the price is going to pull back slightly. So we can either type this in by selecting from here. You can manually edit this with the plus or minus sign, or what you can do is we can come down to the order book and we can actually just select it right off of the bids. So we could select it from this resting liquidity, the price that we are willing to get in at. So you see the price is 8,815. We're going to go ahead and select basically $5 under that, 8,811. So what you'll see is now that it has adjusted, we'll go ahead and make sure that we have all of our conditions that we are looking to put on for the order. So that post only, reduce only option, the time in force, we'll leave this all just the way it is. From here, we can either buy or sell. Obviously in this case, it's under the current market price. We are going to be buying at that price. It's going to show us what this cost us, and it's going to cost different depending on whether or not you're using isolated or cross margin. Rather, I mean that the cost will vary. So we're going to go ahead and buy. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring us to this template right here, which is going to show us all of the relevant information for our trade. We have our order price, we have our quantity, the cost, most importantly, the liquidation price, and we can also choose to place a take profit or a stop loss immediately before the trade is executed. So this makes executing this type of order very frictionless, or rather it makes it a seamless process, and all of that helps you when you are trying to be a more proficient trader. So in this case, we'll go ahead and click confirm. So right now our order is entered. It's currently sitting under the current market price, so it is not executed. And if we wanted to adjust this, we could actually drag it down from here. So as I adjust this, right now it is at 8,746. It's going to adjust its position within the order book. So if I move this up, it would actually now be at 8,797, and that's actually underneath there. If I continue to drag this up, if it was a substantial enough value within this level, if we had 100,000 contracts, you'd actually see that that 100,000 contracts started showing up right here. So it is sitting in the resting liquidity. And now we can either leave this order to be filled or we can go ahead and cancel it. And that's how to use a limit order. All right, so let's go ahead and place a market order. So first things first, make sure on the upper left-hand corner of your screen that you have this market order template selected. And as you can tell, this market order template is a lot more simplified than that of the limit or conditional. With the market order, the only thing that we're concerned with is the quantity that we're looking to buy or sell. We're not setting any parameters as far as time in force, post only, reduce only, or any specific prices in advance that we're going to be buying or selling at, or rather attempting to buy or sell at, such as using a limit order. So when we place a market order, if we were going to be buying 100,000 contracts, we could go ahead and enter that in right here. Again, we can also adjust this with the plus or minus signs. But what we have to remember is that we're not going to be picking a price. This is going to be taking from the available liquidity relative to the current market price. So when we place either a buy or sell, it's going to execute immediately. And we're going to be takers of liquidity, so we're going to be paying a fee. And depending on the available liquidity, compared to the amount of contracts we're looking to buy or sell, we might potentially be incurring slippage as well. So we're going to go ahead and buy. So we'll click buy. We'll be presented with this template that we're presented in all order types, which will allow us to set our take profit, our stop loss. It's going to show us all of those important details that pertain to our trade, such as our liquidation price, all right, our current order type, quantity, cost, and so forth. And now when we go ahead and execute this trade, it's going to immediately place us in the position. So there was no waiting. We didn't need someone to be a counterparty for us, or rather to hit into our order, such as limit order. What we did is we took liquidity, we took that available liquidity from that book. In this case, we took it from the offer, and we entered in immediately. So that's how you go ahead and place a market order. If you were doing a sell order, it'd be the exact same thing. So I'll close this market out at market. All right, so I'll go ahead and sell 100,000 contracts. Same thing. Confirm, and we're immediately entered into that sell position. All right, in this video we're going to talk about how to place a take profit and a stop loss. And Phemex actually makes this process very simple. You can place your order, your take profit, and your stop loss all at once. So for this example, we're going to go ahead and get in a long position. We're going to buy long at market. And immediately we'll see this pop up showing us all of the information that we need to understand that's relevant to our current position that we're looking to open. So most importantly, pay attention to that liquidation price. And right from here, we can go ahead and select a take profit and a stop loss. Now you can either have this selected as a percentage of your margin, or we can go ahead and specifically enter in certain prices. Now, if you don't want to use this, and let's say that you have this prompt eliminated altogether, which you can do if you are trying to get in as fast as possible. You can go to settings and get rid of this box. Let's say that we're currently going to be in position. We can actually go ahead and the same idea with placing a trailing stop, select this down here and have the option to add the take profit and the stop loss after we are already in position. And what happens when we do this? We're going to place a take profit and a stop loss. Let's go ahead and place our take profit at 9,900, and let's say our stop loss at 9,200. It'll immediately place these on the chart. And an important reminder with regards to the take profit and the stop loss, these are going to be executed as market orders. So as soon as price comes into contact with this, your order is going to be executed, in this case an execution to sell. So if we hit our stop loss at 9,200, or if we hit our take profit at 9,900. And these will also remove the other order within that bracket as well. So you will not be inadvertently added into a position after one of these is executed.
On Phemex, you can open as many sub-accounts as you wish. This is ideal for managing a fund and handle your partner's finances, or to try different trading strategies. going long and short at the same time. Subaccounts are one of the most requested features by users, and we always listen to our customers. Phemex. Trade simple.